Once upon a time, in
Get to
Ngưu
work
village
faster,
located
you
west
lazy
of Nam
bum!
Duong, there lived a smart and
I'm still
kind-hearted young
working
man
on it.
named Ngưu Lang. Because his parents passed away
How dare
early,
you
he had to
argue
live with
with
his
me?
older brother and sister-in-law. His sister-in-law, whose maiden
do
name
not
was Ma,
have.
was a very cruel
If
woman.
you don't
She
finish
often
the
mistreated
job,
Ngưu Lang
don't
and forced him to
think
work
about
painstakingly
eating a
hard.
single grain of rice. If you
One
take these 9
autumn,
cows
his
with you,
sister-in-law forced
you must bring
Ngưu Lang
back
to
10.
herd the cattle.
Otherwise,
She
you will
only
not be
let him
allowed to
take
go
9
home.
cows, but demanded
I
that
get
he
it.
bring back 10. Otherwise, he wouldn't be allowed home. Having no other choice, Ngưu Lang had to leave the village with his herd of cows. Ngưu Lang herded the cows on the mountain all by himself.
What should I do
The
now?
mountain was covered in lush, thick greenery. Sitting under a tree, Ngưu Lang felt deeply sad and
I don't
anxious,
know when I'll finally
having no
have 10
idea when he
cows
would
so I
ever
can
get
go
10
home.
cows so he could finally go home. Suddenly,
Why
an
are
old
you
man with
heartbroken?
snow-white hair and beard
My
appeared before
sister-in-law
Ngưu
told me
Lang
I
and
had to
asked him
have
why
10
he was so
cows before I
heartbroken.
could go home.
After hearing
Don't
Ngưu
be
Lang's
sad
story,
anymore,
the
my
old man
child.
smiled and
There's an
said,
old,
"Don't be sad
seriously
anymore,
ill
my
cow
boy.
on Mount
On Phúc Ngưu
Fuyu.
Mountain, there is an
Please
old,
take
severely
good
ill
care of
ox.
it and nurture
Go
it.
and do your best to nurse
When
it
the
back to
cow
health.
recovers,
Once the ox
you can
recovers,
bring
you can lead
home.
it home with you."
Why
Ngưu
are
Lang
you so
climbed over
sick?
mountains
Let
and
me give
waded
you
through
something
rivers,
to eat.
traveling a great distance until he finally found the gravely ill old ox. Seeing that the ox was in critical condition, Ngưu Lang rushed to cut fresh grass to feed it. For 3 consecutive days,
I was
after being well
originally a
fed,
gray fairy
the old
cat,
ox slowly lifted its
banished to
head
the
and
mortal
said to
world
Ngưu
for
Lang,
violating
"I was
heavenly
originally the
laws.
gray celestial ox,
Because I fell
but
and
because I
injured my
violated a
leg,
heavenly decree,
I can't
I was
move.
banished to the mortal
To
realm.
get back on my
Having
feet,
fallen and broken
I
my
need to
leg,
wash my
I cannot
wound with
move.
dew
To
from
stand up
flowers
again,
for a
my
month.
wound must be washed with dewdrops from flowers for a whole month."
problem.
Hearing this,
I'll help you.
Ngưu Lang spared no effort and carefully tended to the old ox for a month. In the mornings, he went out to gather flowers and collect dewdrops to wash the ox's wound. At night, he would lean against the ox to sleep. Once the old ox recovered, Ngưu Lang was overjoyed and led all 10 cows back home. After they returned home,
deserve to be
the
in this
sister-in-law
house. Get out
continued
of
to
here.
treat Ngưu Lang terribly and tried to harm him multiple times.
I beg you,
Fortunately,
sister,
every single
I will
time,
go.
the old ox
But
found a
please
way
let
to
me
save
take the
him.
old cow with me.
Eventually, flying into a blind
Get
rage,
lost and
the
take your
sister-in-law
cow
threw
with
Ngưu
you.
Lang out of the house. Ngưu Lang only asked to take the old ox with him as he left. One day, Jinu and other heavenly fairies came down to the mortal realm for a visit and went bathing in a river. With the help of the old ox, Ngưu Lang introduced himself to Jinu, and the two soon fell in love. Jinu then secretly stayed in the mortal realm to become Ngưu Lang's wife. She even brought silkworms down from heaven to the villagers, teaching them how to raise silkworms, harvest silk, and weave smooth, beautiful, and lustrous silk fabrics. After their
Thank you
marriage,
for being by my
Ngưu
side
Lang
all this
farmed
time.
the land
We are
every day
husband
while
and
Jinu
wife.
wove cloth. Their bond grew deeply affectionate. Together, they had a son and a daughter,
Our children
and their
are
family
adorable.
life was filled with immense happiness.
Jimmy,
However,
you
their
have to come
blissful
with
life
me.
could not last.
Oh no.
Word of their
Please don't
marriage
separate
eventually
us.
reached the Jade Emperor.
This is an
The Queen
order.
Mother of the
No,
West
husband.
personally descended to the mortal realm and forced Jinu to return to
This is the
heaven,
Jade Emperor's
tearing the deeply
wish.
devoted couple apart.
No, wife.
Unable to
After
ascend to
I die,
heaven on his
use
own,
my skin to
Ngưu Lang
make
was told
shoes.
by the old
Wear
ox
these
that
leather
after its
shoes,
death,
and
he should
you will
use its
go to
hide to
heaven.
make shoes, which would grant him the power to fly up to the celestial realm. Following the ox's advice, Ngưu Lang wore the ox-hide shoes, carried his 2 children, and rode the clouds and wind into heaven to search for Jinu, just as
No
Ngưu Lang
way.
was about to catch up with her. The Queen Mother of the West took a golden hairpin from her hair and drew a line in the sky. Instantly, the heavenly river, the Milky Way, materialized with roaring waves. Ngưu Lang and Jinu were separated on opposite banks, able only to gaze at one another and weep. Their loyal and unyielding love touched the magpies. Thousands upon thousands of them flew in to form the Magpie Bridge Thuk Kyu, allowing Ngưu Lang and Jinu to meet. Left with no choice, the Queen Mother of the West finally permitted the couple to reunite on the Magpie Bridge once a year, on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month. Since then, every year on the 7th day of the 7th lunar month the day, Ngưu Lang and Jinu reunite on the Magpie Bridge. Young women gather to gaze up at the starry sky. They look for the Altair, the cowherd star, and Viva the Weaver Girl star on opposite sides of the Milky Way, hoping to witness their once-a-year reunion. They pray to the heavens for intelligence and deft hands like Jinu's, and also wish for a beautiful, blessed marriage of their own. Thus, the Kixi festival Tidthith Touch was born.